Hi everyone, I'm Miss Eileen. So today I'm going to talk about the practice set number 2, quantitative reasoning. Let's start with the fundamental operations. Number 1, we're given this problem 2.75 plus 0.003 plus 0.158. Now the first thing that we need to do is to align the numbers by their decimal point. Then add them column by column starting from the right. Now, if you want, you can start adding 2.75 to 0.03 after getting the sum, then finally add it to the last number, which is 0.158. But you can add them all together since the decimal points are aligned here, and we could get the final sum, which is 2.911. Now, a shortcut technique to find easily the answer here, take note that 2.75 is much larger than the other two numbers, 0.003 and 0.158. Adding a small value like these two numbers will result in something slightly above 2.75. Now, the only option close to this is 2.911. Or another thing that you may want to look at, so look for a number close to 2.75, which is 0.15, ignoring the very small 0.003 for a quick estimate. Now we know that 2.75 plus 0.15 will give us the approximate 2.9. And we can see that the closest answer is 2.911. So why the other choices are incorrect? For letter A, 4.36 is too large. We're adding numbers less than 1 to 2.75. So A cannot be. For C and D, which are 0.436 and 2.938, are too far from our quick estimate of 2.9. Problem number 2, we have 3x minus 2 multiplied to 4x plus 1. To answer this, we need to use distributive property or the FOIL method. F stands for first terms, meaning that we need to multiply the first terms in our given binomial here. Next, O stands for outer terms, I for inner terms, and lastly L for last terms. Now let's try to take a look at the first terms here. Given our binomials, 3x minus 2 and 4x plus 1, we have the first terms as 3x and 4x. Multiply this two will give us a product 12x squared. For the outer terms, we have 3x and positive 1. Multiply them again, we have 3x times 1 will give us a product 3x. For the inner terms, we have negative 2 and positive 4x. Take note that the sign for the first will be negative 2. It is very important to take note of the sign. Now the product will be equal to negative 8x. Lastly, for our last terms, we have negative 2 and positive 1. Now negative 2 multiplied to 1 will give us a result negative 2. Finally, we need to combine like terms. Take a look that the outer terms and inner terms can be combined since they are similar. So adding them, combining them will give us a final product, which is 12x squared. Next, combining these two will give us negative 5x. And finally, copying our last term, the product for the last term, which is negative 2. And we see clearly that the answer here is letter D. Now, for a shortcut technique here, the term with x squared should have a coefficient 12, which can be seen only in options A, B, and D. So we can eliminate faster option C, right? And the constant term should be negative 2. But take note, you can see that A, B, and D have the constant term, which is negative 2. And it means that we need to combine outer and inner terms to get our final product for this. And you see here that combining the outer and inner terms will give us negative 5x. That's why the answer here is letter D. For number 3, we need to convert 7 over 20 to a decimal. First, the easiest way to do it is simply divide 7 to 20. And you can use long division to do that. And you have, and or you will get the quotient, which is 0.35. And that's it. Now you can actually recognize that 7 is slightly more than 6, right? Which is 6 over 20. Now 6 over 20 is actually equal to 0.3. Therefore, 0.35 is the closest and correct option here. Now for number 4, solve the system of equations 3x plus 4y is equal to 11 and x minus 2y is equal to negative 3. First step is to multiply the second equation by 2. The second equation will become 2x minus 4y is equal to negative 6. So let me copy again the first equation here. We have 3x plus 4y is equal to 11. Now we can add these two equations here. Since adding these two equations, we can eliminate the y variable. We can eliminate the y variable because the numerical coefficient is 4 for the first equation, and the numerical coefficient for the second equation is negative 4. Adding them will give a result which is equal to 0. So we can cancel this, and it will give us 5x is equal to 5. Finally, divide both sides by 5 Then we know that 5 divided by 5 is equal to 1, giving us 1x or simply x. So the value of x will be equal to 1. Now to find for the value of y, we can either substitute to 3x plus 4y is equal to 11 or x minus 2y is equal to negative 3. Now I'm going to use this equation. So substitute x is equal to 1 to our equation number 2, which is x minus 2y is equal to negative 3. Substituting x as 1 will give us 1 minus 2y is equal to negative 3. Now we need to subtract both sides by negative 1. We'll have negative 2y is equal to negative 3 minus 1. Finally, we will have negative 2y is equal to negative 4. Dividing both sides by negative 2, then we finally get the value of y, which is equal to 2. So the value of x is equal to 1 and the value of y is equal to 2, which is option A. Now for a shortcut technique here, you can test options by plugging in the given x and y values. For example, if you want to test, for example, letter A, now we will have 3 times 1 plus 4 times 2 is equal to 11. So the left side of the equation must be equal to the right side of the equation, which is 11. And by performing the PEMDAS rule, we have here 3 times 1 is equal to 3, plus 4 times 2 is equal to 8. Is that equal to 11? Yes, because 3 plus 8 is equal to 11. Now take note that after substituting the values of x and y to our first equation, we need to substitute it to our second equation. If the left and the right side of the equation are both equal, then we can say that x is equal to 1 and y is equal to satisfy our given two equations here. Now, substituting it to our second equation, which is this, we have 1 minus 2 times again the value of y, which is 2. Is it equal to negative 3? Now, applying the PEMDAS rule again, we will get 2 times 2 is equal to 4. And we know that 1 minus 4 will be equal to negative 3. Therefore, x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2 satisfy our given two equations. So again, the answer is letter A. Now, problem number 5, we need to calculate 3 times 8 minus 3 plus square root of 49. And using our PEMDAS rule, we need to simplify the expression inside the parentheses, which is clearly 8 minus 3. Here, we will get the answer as 5 and giving us the new expression as 3 times 5 plus square root of 49. Now you can simplify this simultaneously. We know that the product of 3 and 5 is 15. Then the square root of 49 is 7. Finally, adding these two will give us letter C as our answer. Why the other choices are incorrect here, they don't follow the correct order of operations or miscalculate the square root. Let's proceed to number 6. We need to find the value of this expression. Now, the first thing that we need to do is to calculate the first term here. We have 4 over 5 times 10 raised to negative 10. Now these numbers can be written as 4 over 5 can be simplified as 0.8 as a decimal times 10 raised to negative 4, and it will be equal to 0.1234. Okay. Now here you see that the exponent for 10 is equal to negative 4, meaning to say that if this is our decimal point here, we need to move 4 units to the left. That's why if you have here this decimal point here, counting 4 units to the left will give us 1, 2, 3, 4. Finally, our decimal point will be here, giving us the final answer for the first term, which is 0.00008. Now, let's try to calculate the second term. So this is the second term. Now, 18 over 4 is 4.5 as a decimal. Multiply it to 10 raised to negative 3. Again, we have the decimal, which is rather the exponent, which is equal to negative 3, meaning that given our decimal point here for our number 4.5, we need to move it 3 units to the left. And in doing that, 1, 2, 3, finally we will have our result, which is 0.0045. Again, let us check. So if this is correct, so 1, 2, 3, 3 decimal places. And we need to add the two values together here. We need to add these two. We need to align their decimal point. Aligning them will make the addition easier for us. Finally, the answer will be 0.00458. Therefore, the correct answer is letter C. Okay, now try to take a look here that the first term is much smaller compared to the second, because we have here the decimal, or rather again the exponent, which is negative 4. So the result should be slightly more than 0.0045 and 0.00458 is the only choice close enough to 0.0045. Now for number 7, we need to simplify 2 plus the square of 1/3 minus 4 over 9. Now, doing the step-by-step solution here, we need to square the fraction first. The square of 1/3 means 1/3 times 1/3. And applying the rules for multiplying fractions here, we will get 1 over 9. Now, we have here 2 plus 1 over 9 minus 4 over 9. And here you can solve it from left to right since we're just given addition and subtraction operation. Also take note that 2 can be written in a way that its denominator should be 9, so that it will be easier to find the result here. Now let us change 2 such that the denominator is 9. If the denominator is 9, then what should be the numerator to make it, when we divide it by 9, is equal to 9, or rather 2. So that must be 18, since 18 divided by 9 will be equal to 2. Let's try to use this expression instead of this one, since this is much easier to answer this addition and subtraction of the fractions here by simply adding and subtracting our numerators. And in doing that, 18 plus 1 will give us 19, and 19 minus 4 will actually give us 15 over 9. Now take note that we can still simplify 15 over 19, since we can divide the numerator and the denominator by its GCF, or the greatest common factor, which is 3. Now dividing 15 to 3 will give us 5, and dividing 9 to 3 will give us 3. So the final answer will be 5 over 3, and its mixed number form will be 1 and 2/3. So the correct answer here will be letter D. Now, another technique for you to solve this one is by estimation. Take note that 2 plus a small number, since it is squared and it is a fraction, minus less than 1/2 will be slightly more than 1.5, right? Because we have here two fractions, meaning that it will be closer to our 2, and that will be 1.5. And as you can see, only D, which is 1 and 2/3, fits this estimate. So that's how you can actually estimate the answer here. Let's try to take a look at example number 8. We are given here 0.3 squared plus 0.03 squared. Again, the step-by-step solution here is we need to square both 0.3 and 0.03. So the square of 0.3 will give us 0.09, and the square of 0.03 will give us 0.0009. Now we need to add the results by aligning their decimal point. And we can get the sum of 0.0909. And that is option C. Now, another thing that you can look at it, the square of 0.3 actually dominates the sum, making the final answer close to 0.09. And as you can see, the closest match is 0.0909. It dominates the sum because this one is much smaller than 0.3. Question number 9, we need to simplify this expression. Again, we need to use our PEMDAS rule. So we need to simplify inside our brackets here. And as you can see, this is the expression inside the bracket. And inside this bracket, we can still see parentheses or a grouping symbol. And the operation inside this is subtraction. So we need to do that first. And we will get here 7 minus 5, and we know and that is 2. Let me rewrite this again. So again, 7 minus 5 is equal to 2. Then we have 2 here. We simply copy all. We're not yet finished with our grouping symbol here. And inside our grouping symbol, we need to multiply first. So we have 4 plus, now I simply copy the other numbers here. Now we need to apply the given operations from left to right. Adding these two will give us 24. Then finally subtract it to 19. So 24 minus 19 will give us 5. And as you can see, we only have a single number inside our bracket, meaning that we can multiply 3 and 5 here. And that will give us 15. Finally, adding it to 14 will give us the final answer, which is letter C. So the correct answer here is 29. Notice the small values in the bracket. So multiplying them by 3 and adding 14 will give a number just below 30. And 29 is the closest and correct one. Now for number 10, again, we need to use the PEMDAS rule here. Inside our bracket, we are given the square. We need to square a given number here and finally multiplying it. Now let me rewrite this again. We have 4 and then we have our bracket 3 plus 7. Then finally squaring of 9 will give us 81. Then multiplication comes first before addition. So we will have here 3 plus multiplying 7 and 81 will actually give us 567. Adding them will give us 570. Finally, multiplying the two numbers here, 4 and 570 will give us 2,280, which is letter A. Now, another common sense solution here, take note that we know that 9 squared is equal to 81, right? And this one is large, and multiplying it by 7 gives something near 560, right? Finally, multiplying by 4 and adding a small number like 3 suggests the answer is in the 2000 range. So as you can see, 2280 is the correct answer here. We could not have this letter B, C, and D because these are too large to our estimate here. So you can see if you are given this kind of problem, it is much easier to have that kind of estimate. For number 11, using our PEMDAS rule again, we need to solve inside the parentheses or inside our bracket here. And in doing that, take note of the given operations. We have here division. Then inside our bracket, there's still a grouping symbol here. as well as squaring our number. So in here, we have to perform the given operation inside our grouping symbol, which is 4 minus 2. And doing that will give us a result, which is 2 divided by 4 minus 2 will give us 2 plus 8 squared. Now I'm going to get the square of 8, and that must be equal to 64. Now we can simultaneously subtract the two numbers here because there are no other operations involved inside our bracket. Now 2 minus negative 1 will give us 3. Again, we need to go back here because we are given still two operations, and these are division and addition. Take note that division should take place before our addition. Finally, dividing 2 and 2 will give us 1. And we know that 1 plus 64 is 65. Then take note that we need to square this. 3 squared is equal to 9 because 3 squared can be expanded as 3 times 3. Finally, 65 minus 9 will give us 56, and that is letter D. Let's try to answer these problems. For number 12, Armand and his brother Julius are each given a 10% increase in their latest allowance as incentive for work well done and 10% deduction for misdemeanors. They started 2 weeks ago with a weekly allowance of 100 pesos each, but Armand's allowance was first raised by 10% and later lowered by 10%, while Julius was first lowered by 10% and then raised by 10%. Comparing their present allowances, it can be said that now let's have this step-by-step solution. First, let's try to see the allowance for Armand. It says here that he has an increase first by 10%. So increase by 10% means 100 plus 10, and that is equal to 110. Now, second, we have a decrease by 10%. We have to use this 110. So a decrease by 10%, we need to subtract 11 to 110, and we will get 99. Now for Julius, first, a decrease by 10%, and that must be 100 minus 10. So that is 90. Then it has an increase by 10%. Finally, using our first one, which is 90, then add 9 because there is an increase by 10%, will give us 99. Now, as you can see, both have an allowance of 99 pesos. So the correct answer here will be letter D. Armand and Julius are each receiving a 99 pesos weekly allowance. Now, also take note that if both underwent the same percentage changes, but in reverse order, as you can see here, first Armand gets an increase, then finally decrease. But in Julius, he gets first a decrease, then finally an increase. They must end up with the same allowance. This directly eliminates options that show a different amount here. For example, Armand is getting 10% more than Julius. Julius is getting one peso more than Armand. Now, let's try to proceed to question number 13. A repaving crew is putting a new surface on 79 kilometers of road. They have completed 28 kilometers. If they repave 3.4 kilometers per day in the next several days, how many more days will it take them to finish? Let's write our given here. And this one is 79 kilometers completed will be 28 kilometers from our given two sentences here. Next, we know that the remaining will be the difference of the two. So that must be 79 minus 28, and we will get 51 kilometers. This will be our remaining road to complete. Now the daily repaving is 3.4 kilometers, and days needed will be 51 for the remaining road to complete. Divide it to the daily repaving, which is 3.4, and that will give us an approximately 15 days. So the answer here is letter A. Now take note here that any answer much larger than 15 days is unrealistic. The total task is just over 50 kilometers, and they can do more than 3 kilometers per day. Now, question number 14. The Williams family wants to cover one wall in their living room with 1 foot square mirror tiles. The wall measures 8 feet by 10 feet. How many mirror tiles will they need to cover the wall? Okay, again, let's write the given here.